The Jim and Terry Show in the Hobbit Hole, back after, I'm going to say 6 weeks, a month and a half maybe.
Yeah, it was a long, long time.
It was lonely here.
It was It was a lonely, lonely time. It was. Yeah, I had to be away for some reason, exhibition or something else, and maybe one other thing, and you had to be away for family, and that was good. So, yeah, but, here we are back again.
We're catching up on things.
Waxing elegant.
Well, maybe.
I'm not waxing nothing.
Well, perhaps
I
elegant.
don't wax.
I've got a long sleeve shirt on. You got a tee. I don't know if that's elegant or not.
No.
How about waxing eloquent, which means your words are flowery?
Yeah, I said that wrong, didn't I? Again.
I think either way, I'm elegant. You're eloquent. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. You wanted to end off with something that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, and I forget.
That's our age and stage.
No, because it was really, really important. Because, yes, I know what it was. Trump made it very, very clear. He made an announcement that after the election, he was going to go after those who cheated.
Yeah.
Well, you know what he's saying. Any jurisdiction that didn't elect him, he considers cheating. And he's going to throw them in jail. So what this is, another mob boss saying, you really better be scared if I don't win in your area. So you better do more than your effort to make sure that I'm winning in that area. It's a threat. And it really does hinder the election. And he should be arrested for it. It is absolutely a threat to those working in the election field.
It won't happen. He won't be charged. He won't be arrested.
No, I know. But he should be.
Well, this is interesting because you and I have agreed on this for a long time that Orange Jesus is not Jesus.
Oh, I have a friend who calls him the orange turd.
Well, that's closer to the truth. I don't like to belittle anybody unnecessarily, but Trump is creating issues, and that is bothersome to me.
Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer. It's an age-old strategy. Always works.
Always works. And even I was thinking about the whole Mexican thing. I mean, everybody just jumps and says, just do this, just do that. Well, if he does what he says he's going to do, then it only can lead to the final solution. You can't ship out 21 million people. So the final solution is camps and kill.
Yep.
And where have we heard this before? Second World War, Germany, Hitler. First World War, whatever.
In the beginning, people were sounding the alarm about Trump's tendencies to be a dictator. And I got a book right at the beginning of Trump's first administration. First, I'm hoping that's just, there is only one, and it was that one. Madeleine Albright, former Secretary of State for the United States, wrote the book Fascism. And in it, she tells you her experience.
That's me.
Nuts. Really, I'm laughing at that. I shouldn't be laughing at that.
It must have been something I ate. I don't know.
It must have been sounding an awful lot.
My
like
phone pinged. That's all it was, a ping.
Oh, yeah, but our system's been full of gremlins this morning, so I was what went wrong now. Yeah, so the alarm's been sounding from the very beginning, from the time he descended the escalator in Trump Tower, which we know Russia has purchased 2 floors of, China's purchased 2 floors of in the Trump Tower. So,
and I bet you they're sitting empty. It's just
maybe,
a payola, just payola.
Either that, or perhaps they're full of electronic surveillance equipment.
Yeah.
I remember Trump had Larionov and the other minister of Russian ambassador to the United States into the White House to shake their hands, saying he was glad, Trump was glad he finally got rid of that nut job Comey, the head of the FBI. Imagine saying that as president of the United States to your adversaries.
Well, when he says stuff, and you remind me of stuff like that, because I'm the type of guy who goes, oh man, what if I'm wrong about judging this guy? But then when he says stuff like that, and the way in which he destroys lives, and again, those poor school kids that are immigrants, my heart bleeds for them. They're going to be teased to death. And he, out of something that's not true. It's just not. So when he says stuff like what he says like that in front of the Russian, or when they were talking about the who was it that had the guy killed, the Saudi Arabia prince, was it?
Yes,
that had
Mohammed bin Salman.
And says, oh no, I tend to believe Putin over my Secret Service. Are you kidding me?
No, that
I
was
mean,
in
this
Helsinki.
guy is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you have, well, you said the generals coming out and saying he should not ever be close to power.
Yeah.
And then you've got, I forget how many former White House advisors for both administrations.
Vice
Republican.
President Cheney.
You and I both.
Vice President Cheney.
I'm sorry.
The ultimate conservative Republican. The ultimate.
Deal maker and shyster.
Well, come on. But I'm just saying.
I'm cringing at the sound of, but he
wouldn't vote. I'm voting for Kamala.
Because even as far and you might,
right as you can get,
and maybe
Trump's
even
beyond it.
corrupt and maybe something, but you still need a country to be corrupt to manipulate if that's what you want to do.
He's retired. He's probably made all he needs.
Well,
Anyway,
I don't want to.
My point, even he, Cheney, and I don't think I
you
looked
and I
at
both,
him as much as you.
Yeah, I cringed.
Though I did see Vice. Did you see the movie Vice? Yes. Even he can't support him. And then a lot of the retired generals came out. A whole list of them came out. Now, there was 47 lawmakers that came out in support of Trump. Yeah. So,
And the police association, the National Police Association, endorsed Trump.
Okay.
34 felons. He's charged. He's convicted. They're awaiting sentence. I don't like the judge who put it off sentencing until after, but that's okay because it's easier to go to jail after he loses the next election.
Well, if he loses the next election, and it looks like it's going to be close no matter what happens in this world.
How is that possible?
I don't know,
it's
but
even close.
I know, but if he should lose, it's an absolute lose-lose situation. Because I believe if he wins, there's going to be rioting in the streets because he has created this. He can't lose.
So you're saying if he wins, there will be rioting?
No, if he loses,
if
there'll
he
be
loses,
rioting.
there will be rioting.
Yeah.
If he wins, will there not also be rioting?
Well, if he wins, I don't think there'd be rioting. I think it might be the end of democracy.
Okay, so if he wins, there will
what's
be
he
military used to round people up. If he loses, there will be civil war.
Yeah.
Either way,
or at
it's
least
bad.
rioting, but probably maybe even civil war. Because don't forget, look what he's going to do within his first year. He's gonna ship back 21 million immigrants, separate them from their families. So he's going to do that. He's going to end the Russian-Ukraine war. There's only one way to do that, is pull your support out, which means he's now going to be enemies with all of NATO, because NATO's smart and he's not when it comes to military. So he's going to put the kibosh on NATO because he's a chest-puffing, I want my money, and that's it. He can't see the big picture. America's being used by everybody, Isn't
that funny? Let's just pause it on that NATO bit because he claims that it's because of him. I did this. I got everybody to contribute. No, he didn't. I think there were 9 countries who met the target after Trump said, if you don't pay your 2%, we're not going to support you. Yeah. 9 countries. Now, I'm not sure that it's 30-something, but there are 20-some-odd countries who've met 2%, and it should be everybody within 5 years, 2%.
Yeah.
Not only that, but NATO expanded. They got all the NATO, the
and,
Baltic
and the people that
states.
say that Biden didn't do anything, he did. Him and Kamala did get NATO to really form together
and they've
to
donated.
keep Russia off. Now, those who don't remember, Russia is an aggressive country. It wants everything.
Do you remember when the war in Ukraine started and we were hearing people say, Russia's right? Russia is good. Russia is the one they need to win in Ukraine?
Yeah. That's what happens. If you don't remember history, you're prone to do it all over again. And that what you're going to do with that thinking, and it might be the next generation, and I really don't know whose fault that is. Maybe it's ours. I don't know. But what's going to happen?
I have an opinion about that, and I think I intimated it, that there is a Russian influence peddling campaign that's been going on since 2015.
Absolutely.
I believe it got not my president Trump elected in 2016. Influence peddling did it then in social media. They got wise. The United States has sort of identified the source. It's still going on. 2020 was close, and it shouldn't have been.
We will crush you from within.
Exactly. I got to say, Khrushchev's words have
they're haunting.
They're haunting, and that's one rung true ever since.
Excuse me.
So my opinion about how we have such a divided, not just Canada, not just the United States, Canada too.
Yep. Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquered by the same playbook. It's Russian meddling.
Yeah.
And in Canada.
But even China, didn't they meddle with our federal election?
Well, they did.
Yeah.
But that's just, and India is involved in meddling in Canada.
Divide and conquer.
I don't trust Modi as far as I can throw him. I don't trust Xi Jinping. We had the two Michaels, and the airplanes crossing the Pacific, one going from Beijing, one going to Beijing, one with the daughter of the Huawei executive, and one with the two Michaels who were held in prison, in solitary confinement.
Who didn't do anything.
Didn't do a thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Just totally innocent.
So these things are happening, and we people are being manipulated by social media. So again, we've been preaching this tune till the cows come home.
And maybe even in some way mainstream. Maybe, I don't know.
No,
I'm not trusting anything anymore. I mean, how did support for Palestine? I know they're suffering. I know that.
Yes.
But as long as Hamas is in power, which they put in power, as long as they're there, how can there be peace?
And as long as
and they just killed 6 people. They have no regard for life, especially when they don't think Israelis are human.
So there's the big difference. You're trying to conduct a war as humanely as possible following the Geneva Convention, and the other is a terrorist group. It is not a combatant country.
And those terrorists dance to the beat. Every time a civilian's killed, they gloat, yay, and then they go and pretend they have these crocodile tears.
We could get into a religious controversy when we talk about the religious motivation behind Middle Eastern terrorism, UK terrorism. How about campus terrorism in Canada?
Yeah.
The Jim and Terry Show, getting really deep in stuff here. Rabbit hole.
I want to jump. No, I think I'm going to jump.
Okay. Bye-bye for now.